Our mission is to serve the community. Pilot Games has given us the opportunity to provide those resources and so forth that we need to our schools, to our fire department, to our library, to organizations that help the hungry. All of those are all made possible by the Pilot Games organization.
There it is. 53 balls.
at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous Days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skol, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Kriesel. Really cool listening to him talking his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson!
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts, drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Come on, let's get stinking rich! Smell you later. Smells like money! Five free plays awarded! That smells wild! It doesn't get any better than that! Smells like a big one! Five times multiplier! It's raining cash! You gotta play to win!
Our mission is to serve the community. Pilot Games has given us the opportunity to provide those resources and so forth that we need to our schools, to our fire department, to our library, to organizations that help the hungry. All of those are all made possible by the Pilot Games organization.
There it is. 53 balls.
We're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous Days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skull, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talking his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts.
Drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Come on, let's get stinking rich! Smell you later. Smells like money! Five free plays awarded! That smells wild! It doesn't get any better than that! Smells like a big one! Five times multiplier! It's raining cash! You gotta play to win!
Our mission is to serve the community. Pilot Games has given us the opportunity to provide those resources and so forth that we need to our schools, to our fire department, to our library, to organizations that help the hungry. All of those are all made possible by the Pilot Games organization.
There it is. 53 balls.
at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skull, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson!
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts.
Drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Come on, let's get stinking rich! Smell you later. Smells like money! Five free plays awarded! That smells wild! It doesn't get any better than that! Smells like a big one! Five times multiplier! It's raining cash! You gotta play to win!
Hey guys, and we are here for a little bit of happy hour bingo. We are super excited to be here for our first game of Lucky 4 Bingo. We got $44,696 on the line, and you guys can take this home in the next 44 seconds. So make sure you guys are getting enrolled and press and play during that time. But as you guys are watching this stream, we are streaming this broadcast live to all those Pilot TVs, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV. YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube and Twitch.
Absolutely. So check us out on all of our different streaming platforms, and we'll shoot you out a little bit of extra luck and an even extra bit on top of that if you find yourself at one of those locations that just got a Pilot TV. Those include the Thumper Pond Resort, the Woodshed Bar and Grill, the Dugout Bar and Grill Dent, Silver Moon Lodge, Starbuck VFW, Super Bowl, as well as the Hay Creek Campground. And I gotta say, these are some of the most enticing names I've seen on the list in a while. I want to go to a couple of them.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I think I like the Thumper Pond and Resort and Hay Creek Campground are my two favorites right now.
I picked the Thumper Pond Resort to visit, and Will wanted to visit Hay Creek Campground. And he also looked up Super Bowl, and it's a huge, cool bowling alley.
That's awesome. Really, really great stuff. We are now working on a mini jackpot. We'll see if we can give it out. As we move past those first two jackpots, someone has to get one ball away right here, and it doesn't look like we're giving out that $451. And we're moving on to a $4 must-go prize, as Lucky You and Jen are both 2 balls away. We'll see if anybody can get to that 1 ball away mark, or if we'll have a bunch more players joining up at that 2 ball away mark.
Absolutely, bud. Yeah, check out all those different locations that just got those Pilot TVs. You said that Thumper Pond and Hay Creek are your favorite?
Yeah, I think those are the cool names. I also like Dugout Bar and Grill Dent. That's a big-time location that's always playing. Silver Moon Lodge just sounds like a pretty cool one.
That was the second one I picked.
Feels like a werewolf would just hang out at the Silver Moon Lodge.
I completely agree.
We now have a bunch of players now 1 ball away from this must-go prize, $4. Brother Nate, G-Ma, Jen and Kyle all at that 1 ball away mark. We'll see who can get that lucky ball to drop. But as you guys are working on that lucky ball, we've given out a bunch of jackpots over the last few days, few weeks, and all season 12. And over the last 7 days, we've given out 35 jackpots. Before I get into all the other jackpot action, we do have a winner.
Brother Nate taking home $4 at the chart house, 5, 6, 72, and I missed that last one. But 5 and 6 are our lucky numbers to be taking a peek at. So make sure you guys are getting enrolled, as we are officially back in business with this game day bingo for the next 23 games. We will have one more round of Lucky 4 bingo at 6 p.m. before we let you guys loose to finish off your night playing your school bingo. But we got a lot more in store before then.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And hopefully we can get some players added to our jackpot list, as we've given out, like I said earlier, 35 jackpots over the last 7 days and 331 jackpots during this season 12, 3 of which went out yesterday.
Absolutely, and that first one that went out to Divine. They were playing over at American Legion Shakopee and got to take home $620.
Good job, Divine. We also had Boat Racer 19 over at Chanticleer Pizza, Coon Rapids, taking home $903. Great job, Boat Racer 19.
And I think it was a split win between Boat Racer 19 and Band N, as it is exactly the same amount down to the penny. $903.62 got split up. That went to Boat Racer 19 as well as BNN over at Leo's Sports Bar just yesterday.
Awesome to see a split jackpot going out to those players. Definitely some great stuff. But we do just have 1 minute and 50 seconds to get enrolled in this very first game of Game Day Bingo. And we have a minor prize of $24 you guys can take home in 52 balls or less. A mega prize of $10,000 you take home in 45 balls or less. And a major prize that just went out before we got on air. It's now sitting at $1,000 you can take home in 48 balls or less. But that means, since it's at 52 balls or less, means we're getting the double must-go on this one. So whatever the must-go was the last time you guys played Game Day Bingo during that 1 to 4 time, that must-go is just growing as more people get enrolled into this game. So should be some really, really fun stuff as we head in. But good job to all of our jackpot winners. Boat Racer 19, one of my favorite players, was super talkative during our PCS season. But would you ever want to do boat racing?
Yeah, I think that'd be super
You
fun.
would do it?
Yeah.
You would drive a boat?
Yeah, I would.
Really?
I would much enjoy racing a boat much rather than racing in a car.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
For sure. How about you?
I mean, over one out of the other, I probably would choose not to race either, just because.
I would have a lot of fun if I just got to be a passenger in a boat race.
Yeah.
That'd be like crazy. That'd be so fun.
I would totally be a
but
passenger
I would
in
definitely, I would definitely drive the.
Like if
boat.
I could hop into a NASCAR car
Yeah,
as they were driving,
with a NASCAR
like,
driver,
yeah,
professional,
in the Indy 500 or something like
yeah.
that, I would totally take
That'd be
that,
so
take them
cool.
up and hop in the passenger seat.
I would be so panicked.
Oh, I would have so much fun. I would because I would trust them. I'd be like, they're the best drivers in the world. Like, I gotta like trust them at least a little bit. It's what they get paid for.
Yeah,
like,
but there's
kinda thing.
accidents all the time.
Yeah, but like not that often. It's
Still
really
scary.
And
I
then
always-
like the amount of padding and all the safety precautions that come in with it, like it's just so rare for it to actually injure the person.
Yeah, especially if you were just going on a joyride with one of the professional racers.
No, I want to be in the Indy 500.
Oh.
That's what I want to be, passenger in the Indy 500. I think that would be the best way to do it. I'm not going to shortchange myself. I feel
All
like
right.
you're going low ball on me, and I am going over the moon. And so we just got to get on the same page. We got 17 balls dropped on this game, and we're trying to give out some nice prizes. The one we are aiming for, it looks like we could try and give out that 45 ball or less mega or the 48 ball or less major. But I think the one that we are going to be trying to give out is that $65.20 Musco prize, which is not a bad Musco in this game.
Not at all. Getting the night started off right. And if you guys find yourself having a couple seconds to spare, if you guys want to check out some of the different eTab games we have to offer, the latest one we've released has been out for about a week now. It's on the iPads now, and it's called Van Gogh Doe, where if you check out the gallery bonus round and you pick a lucky portrait, you could end up taking home some great cash. It's definitely a lot of fun and a great theme for you guys to check out.
Yeah, it's super, super fun. So make sure you guys are checking in with Facebook, especially, to let us know what you think of that. And the way to check in with our Facebook page is just heading over to Facebook and searching up Pilot Games. You'll see our logo. Click on that, and you'll see more than just a way to check in with us. You'll also see weekly bingo schedules, event details, and reminders, big progressives, player pictures, and so much more, like a website link, which is our link tree. It has links to bar locations, our other socials, and more there as well.
Absolutely. You guys can utilize that link tree. It's got direct links to everything you guys could possibly need. So, guys, go check out our Facebook page. It's a great resource, especially if you're just an avid Pilot player. But if you guys didn't know, Monday through Friday at 11:30, we have a little Cup of Joe with you guys. And we're not just talking about a cup of coffee. It's a 20 little minute segment where each and every day, Monday through Friday, we talk about the biggest shakeups that happened the day previous and all the standings you guys compete for, as well as where you guys can get your day started off right with all the cash. But we do have a winner in this round.
Finn over at EJ's Bar and Grill Gaylord, taking home $65.20 in this game. Good job, Finn, in the first game of this Game Day Bingo. We're now getting rolled into game number 2 of Game Day Bingo, with those prizes growing and rolling into this next one.
Absolutely, but every day, all 7 days a week after that Cup of Joe, from 12 running all the way till 1 p.m., we have our Vikings Bingo. Will and I were not able to give out that jackpot for you guys today, and so it's grown to almost $33,000 now for you guys to come out from tomorrow from 12 to 1 to try your hand when Ian and Will are going to be trying to take on over and give out that cash.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun, so make sure you guys are checking that great game out. But also come out for the games after that, and that's when we get into the Game Day Bingo games from 1 all the way till 4. That 1 to 4 Game Day Bingo is unhosted. While you'll still have opportunities at that mega, major, and minor prize, the rules still apply to that minor, as every single game it clicks up 2 balls every single time. But that's when you get into our happy hour bingo, what you guys are playing right now. We play 2 games of Lucky 4 bingo during this happy hour, 1 at 4 p.m., 1 at 6 p.m. And we were not able to give out our over $44,000 jackpot in the first opportunity. So stick around till 6 for a second opportunity to take home that great prize. But while you're waiting, make sure you guys are getting after it in this game right here, because we have a minor prize of $50 that you guys can take home in 54 balls or less. A major prize of $1,000 you take home in 48 balls or less, and then the mega prize of $10,000 you can take home in 45 balls or less. I would say that mega prize would be a tough one to win, but we've given it out in 44 balls, and so at any point we could be giving out this great jackpot.
Oh, absolutely. So, guys, stick around because we have another 2 hours with you guys of playing these rounds. It's going to be a lot of fun and some great cash going out to you guys. Before at 6 p.m., we'll let you guys loose after that second round of Lucky 4 Bingo. That's when you guys get to jump into some Skull Bingo. It'll be uninterrupted tonight, going 6 all the way till 10 p.m. for you guys to finish out your bingo night playing. And you guys need to be primed and ready right at 6 because that line prize is going to be going out quickly. It's grown to already over $1,319. You guys can take that home in 10 balls or less. If you guys know this line prize, it doesn't usually get that high before it goes out. So make sure you guys are coming out at 6 p.m. We also have a large frame at $3,820 that you guys can take home during that time that you guys can take that home in 43 balls or less, and a coverall prize of $16,806. You can take that home in 50 balls or less.
Yeah, definitely a great time to take home great prizes. I mean, because there's 3 jackpots growing in those games, so always got good cash on the line in Skull Bingo. So I wish we could host some Skull Bingo at times, running to that 6 to 10 time because of how fun it is. But after that Skull Bingo, well, not after the Skull Bingo, sometimes during the Skull Bingo, we have specialty nights. One of those specialty nights is MegaSota game night, and we had it just a few nights ago, and that was a Tuesday night. Happens at 6:40 every single Tuesday, and that's when Tony and Nikki come to you guys live, trying to give out a bunch of PGL points, as well as a Jackpot Jungle grand finale, which they were not able to give out that jackpot. It's at $50,043. You guys can take it home in 54 balls or less. So you guys should definitely come out for next Tuesday to try your hand at that game of Jackpot Jungle. Huge prize, 50 grand.
Absolutely, guys. I don't know why you wouldn't be coming out for that. And then on Wednesday, we have another specialty night that you guys can come out for, and that's our Wild Wednesday. That happens each and every Wednesday from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. And that's when Ian and John get to take on over, Ian and Will, get to take on over and give out those jackpots and PGL points on their night. And you guys better stick around because their grand finale game is 2 rounds of Wipeout Blackout, where you get a little bit more fun with the sand and the beach ball theme and get to enjoy the summer a little bit while we get to hold on to it while we can.
Yeah, it's super, super fun stuff. So make sure you guys are checking out those great games during our Wild Wednesday. But we only have one more specialty night of this week, and it's not even a specialty night. It's a specialty day broadcast, and that's because we're coming to you this weekend. It's our Vikings game day broadcast, and it happens most Sundays. Well, it happens whenever our Vikings are playing, so that's when it happens, and it's super fun. Take home a bunch of great prizes. No PGL points outside of the points that you can earn on the Player Connect app.
Absolutely. We got Brother Nate, though, at the Chart House, taking home that must-go prize, $18.70, just 1 ball off. That's all right. You're taking home that $18.70 in this round, but as we get enrolled in round number 3, that minor prize is clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less. It's definitely a lot of fun, so make sure you guys are sticking around and get enrolled in the next less than 3 minutes for the next round.
Oh, yeah, but speaking of Vikings game day, we play a little bit of that lunchtime bingo, a little bit of that game day bingo, and it leads you right into halftime. I mentioned those e-tip boards that you can fill out during that game, and that's the only way you can earn PGL points on that game night. All you gotta do is go over to the Player Connect app, click Sports Link, and you'll see a grid pop in front of you. Click out 5 random squares. It doesn't matter where you pick them out, because once the game gets started, they randomly get shuffled and get randomly assigned number amounts, and you guys, if you are the closest to the score, then you end up winning those PGL points for the quarter, because you get points every single quarter, whoever is the closest. It's super fun, so make sure you guys are coming out and trying out that great game, as well as just playing our great lunchtime and game day bingo games.
Oh, absolutely.
And it should just be a really fun day because our Vikings are taking on one of their top opponents, the Bills. I've been seeing everybody saying that the Bills are going to end up winning this game. Skip Bayless, the famous little sportscaster, he was saying that he was believing that we were going to lose the next 2 games versus the Bills, and then he also said against the Cowboys.
Next
but
week.
he's very, very biased against the Cowboys. So
Can't wait to prove him wrong.
You can't really take his opinion seriously. But the Bills are definitely a realistic one, as they're just so talented, one of the top teams in the NFL. And so it's going to be a tough task for our Vikings to win, but we have all the capability to do so. So it should be a lot of fun stuff.
Absolutely, but you guys have just about a minute left to get enrolled in this round number 3, and we have some national days to talk about with you guys, and this first one is National Civic Pride Day. On November 10th, we celebrate National Civic Pride Day and inspire everyone to promote the dynamic communities they live in.
That's really, really cool stuff. Did you ever do anything like big-time community events like that you were a part of?
Yes, I did. I was actually elected a City Beautiful commissioner at a young age, and so I got to kind of help all the kids in my elementary school. We all made posters that promoted recycling or clean earth and just like things to do our part, and we had a parade through my hometown of Dearborn, Michigan. And I had to give a speech with our mayor. And we sent initiatives in our school we got a whole bunch of recycling bins and a whole bunch of stuff. We even got a composting thing for our greenhouse.
Super cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's really, really awesome.
I was a young child.
You're really, really young.
I was like in 4th grade.
Yeah, definitely still some really, really fun stuff, though. We do have now balls dropping in this game. Hopefully you guys already got enrolled, because that minor prize, if they win in the same ball count that they did last game, they'll be taking home that minor, because they won the Musco at 55 balls. Need to win the minor jackpot at 54 balls. Now it's at 56, sitting at $81.47. Should be some really, really fun stuff. We already got Taco and Junebug getting after at 16 balls away. But the dynamic community, speaking of that kind of stuff, I really know stories that I mean, outside of like school, big like things like where you're a part of the community. I feel like it's
I did a senior serve when I was a senior in high school. You did something similar to this, where you went and painted and refurbished houses in underprivileged communities. I did that in Detroit. Those are big things.
That was a super interesting one. I mean, absolutely insane stories that I have from that one. I don't even know if this is like a completely true story or not. But while I was working in the house, working on the house in the backyard and everything like that, apparently there was a dude just biking around with a gun in his hand, and we didn't know what to do. It was just a dude biking by the houses that everyone was working on, and I never saw it. I don't know if it was actually real, but that was a rumor that was going around.
Yeah, there was some things that happened, like when we were going around and finding broken tires and ripped tires up. We were refurbishing them into doormats.
Really?
Weird enough, I know. But that was what one of our projects was. That was for a day that we helped with, and we loaded up in these trucks, and we went into these neighborhoods that just had like piles of like used tires all over the place, and some of them had like houses that had the tires inside, and so a group, it was not my group, but they went into a house that had like a whole group of squatters.
Really?
And they had to stop bringing us that day around because they couldn't guarantee that there wouldn't be people we ran into
the next one. That's crazy. We do have Daphne over at G. Allen's taking home that Musco prize of $23.30. Good job to Daphne in this game number 3 of Game Day Bingo. And all these jackpots, the mega, major, and minor prize, are growing and rolling into this next game. So hopefully you guys are getting enrolled and press and play, as that minor prize is looking really good. It's 58 balls or less, over $100 to be able to take home. But yeah, there was a lot of me and my siblings still quote things from that camp that we went on. It was super fun and super terrible at the same time. I've talked about it a few times.
That's a really great way to describe those trips.
Yeah, I've talked about it actually a few times on air before, about how I had to, during that camp was where we weren't allowed to have our phone at any point of the trip. I think it was supposed to be
magic trip.
It was supposed to be that they took, like, the parents kept the phone when we went on the trip, and they and the NBA finals were happening while I was there at this trip, and I couldn't watch LeBron James versus the Golden State Warriors when he was down 1-3, and it was like game 7, and I'd almost talked him into like projecting it onto a big screen and making it into a big group event, and I made it.
It's a big deal.
I was like, I made it sound like it was like, oh, we can get everybody in and we can all like enjoy the nice NBA game. And then they realized that nobody else in the entire camp was into basketball. And that really, really hurt my feelings. And so I just got stuck there, just not doing anything. Probably the person who is the most into basketball outside of me, like NBA basketball, was Sophie. And and that's just because she knows like the big players' names. She doesn't watch any games or anything like that. She might watch the finals every once in a while, but I was so upset about it, and I was like, I missed like a legendary moment in NBA history that I lived through, and as an NBA fan, it hurt me.
Well, that's all right. Today is the day to celebrate all the people that make your dynamic communities better, whether they be the people working in your school systems, librarians working at public health buildings, whatever it may be. They all work hard to keep and make sure that your community is happy and healthy. I feel like we are pretty lucky for the community we live in.
Oh, yeah. It's super nice.
Absolutely. Will and I were talking about our downtown and how it's always got like chalk murals on the side or on the ground, and how it's definitely, you can tell that there's a lot of thought and effort put into the upkeep of our city.
Yeah, it definitely is. In certain points are really, really nice, and they do a really good job of making it look
There's
good.
some points I have a bone to pick, but
there's other, but you know, the downtown area is
but
really
the downtown
cute.
area is amazing.
Yeah, it's a really cute little area. Actually, that's where I went to high school, was right down in that downtown, as the building is right in there, which you would never know it was a high school unless you read the signs.
No, you would think it's a church.
Yeah, you for sure. It's not big enough to look like a high school.
It's like a church.
But you don't realize how many floors there are in that high school.
Is there like 3?
Yeah, it's 3 levels on one, and then when it goes down like into another one, you'd think it would drop to only 2 levels, but it actually goes into a basement level, and so it's still 3 levels, and then so it's like all over the place, and it was very
deceiving in size.
Yes, it was very confusing as a kid, as I was trying to like, you know, do it all, go to my classes and everything like that. Just transferred there as a sophomore in high school, and I got lost in that maze. Because it was like a, you know, when the levels are not even with each other. Tri-level. It was like a tri-level.
They're not a full floor above each other or below, but
like within like 5 floors in that tri-level, if you're like counting them up that way. And it was, so I just get so confused on where I was.
Did you guys have a day, well, you transferred your sophomore year, you don't necessarily know. I guess you would. Do freshmen go to school before the rest of your school?
No.
At the beginning. See, at Brighton, because Brighton High was ginormous, they gave the freshmen a day, and we would have these things called BCom mentors, which I was one for my junior and senior year. And we would get assigned freshmen coming in, and our juniors and seniors, and they would come in for their first day and walk them to class, show them the route of their schedules, and like have a day to get the lay of the land without the absolute chaos of 2,000 like students who are 3 feet taller than you all over the place. And so that really helped our kids.
That does sound like it's very, very helpful. Thankfully, the largest school I ever went to was, I think, like 600 kids, so I never had to deal with that. We do have Asian over at Joanne's Sports Bar, too, taking home that $31.90 must-go prize. Good job, Asian, in game number 4 of Game Day Bingo. We're now about to get enrolled into a game number 5 with that minor prize still growing into this next game, clicking up from 58 to 60 balls or less. But we're going to move on to our next national day, as this one is close to your heart. International Accounting Day. On November 10th, International Accounting Day promotes the important profession of accounting and also acknowledges all the work accountants do to make businesses and organizations thrive.
When I had finished reading this, Will goes, "Accounting rocks." And I go, "No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Accounting sucks."
You don't like, I mean, like,
No, I love accounting. It's it's a very tedious process.
You don't like the schooling for accounting.
Yeah, I like the real world applications that I'm learning throughout it and the examples I get to play through essentially in my exercises, but yeah, I only get like true blue excited when I see like the real life application people. Like the other day we had a guest speaker come in who was the CFO of our like central hospital here. And it just like re-sparked it, you know.
You're like, "Ooh, this is awesome."
So cool. So cool. And she like I just stayed after. I spoke to her, shook her hand, all that stuff, and she was like, "Well, maybe I'll see you in a few years here at McLaren." Da 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 da. Like it was just it's one of those things where you're like, "You know what? I could do this."
That's super fun. Well, the first recorded name in history belongs to an accountant, actually.
Really?
In his bestseller, A Brief History of Humankind, Dr. Yuval revealed that the first ever recorded name belonged to an accountant. As human beings began to settle down in larger kingdoms, they needed a record of mathematical data, including taxes and income. As a result, it became essential that bookkeepers and accountants took a huge role.
That's really cool. Bubblegum was actually invented by an accountant. His name was Walter E. Deemer. He was an accountant and an inventor of the bubblegum. He was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he was working as an accountant at Fleer in 1926 when the company president sought to cut costs by making their own gum base.
Oh, and then they must have created bubble gum.
He took the gum base and created what is now bubble gum.
That is really, really cool.
Interesting.
Definitely some interesting stuff with that being the
Super
inventor. Somehow just got connected. Bookkeeping is the only English word to contain 3 sets of double letters back to back.
Yeah, with 2 O's, 2 K's, and 2 E's.
Bookkeeping. That is really, really interesting.
That's really cool.
I never knew that. Maybe that's a fun fact you can throw at.
I was going to say, I like stuff like that. That's really funny. Apparently, FBI accountants were the only ones who could bring down Al Capone. I thought that was AI.
American mobster and crime boss. Upon joining the United States Treasury Department Intelligence Unit in 1920, the accountant Frank J. Wilson would earn a reputation throughout Prohibition as a thorough investigator of tax returns and income. After reviewing approximately 2 million documents, he yielded the much-needed information to break Al Capone's case.
That's crazy.
That's scary to like be the accountant to like try and like go
and be named.
Be like, yeah, he's going through all these documents. I'm sure he wasn't named until way later on after.
I was gonna say you'd have to go into like witness protection.
Yeah, you'd have to be hid. Like, that would just be scary because
I'm sure he'd have that protection. He's part of the FBI.
Yeah, but like Al Capone was powerful. Like you don't know where he's got dudes.
Yeah, he had people everywhere.
Yeah, like I would be scared to just like do that. That's a real brave job to take on.
That's why because when I first was getting into accounting, I was like forensic accounting. That sounds so cool. I want to find the fraud, embezzlement. I want to be the person that like finds irregularities within people's ledgers. And then I thought about it a little bit more, and I did some digging about people who are forensic accountants, and I'm like, I'm putting a target on my back.
You're like, this doesn't sound as fun as I thought. We do have a winner in this game, taking home a jackpot, $192, the minor prize, going out to Kimmy over at Niswa Legion. Great job to Kimmy in this game, as we will now be getting enrolled into a game number 6. And we'll have a double Musco in this game, as well as that major prize will be clicking up. That Musco, $56.60, only going to be added on to as people get enrolled into this one.
Absolutely. But before a standard number system was created, ancient accountants kept track of animals and grain with clay tokens.
That seems like a pretty efficient way of doing it.
Yeah, makes sense.
The father of accounting is Luca Pacioli. Pacioli taught Leonardo da Vinci.
That's really cool.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, accountants control the ballots for the Oscars, apparently.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, PricewaterhouseCoopers is the accounting firm that is responsible for tallying the votes for the Oscars.
Well, we're trusting the accountants to tally it.
A lot of people trust accountants for just like people who go into
Numbers.
accounting usually have strong integrity.
Yeah.
Unless they can bend the rules.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like I feel like that's just like a
generalization.
Yeah, generalization, because like there is just bad people everywhere. There's good
Oh,
people
100%.
everywhere.
No, but typically people just blindly trust accountants.
Oh yeah,
because they're
no,
known for their integrity.
I completely agree with that one. The word accounting comes from the French computer, which means to count or score.
Income tax was originally introduced as a temporary measure to finance the war against France. I did know this.
Really?
Mhm.
I'm very sad that it stuck.
Yeah.
It
was never supposed to be permanent.
I didn't want it to stick around.
Yeah, no, it was just supposed to refuel the economy after the war with the.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so mad now that I have to pay income tax. But final little fun fact: the words debt and credit. Debit and credit come from the Latin words debitum and creditum.
Yes. Very cool. Yeah, no, the more you know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, now you can go back to your accounting class and spout out some fun facts that they're going to be like, wow, she's so smart. And you're going to be
I'm
like
the only one that talks in there anyway.
Exactly, so you can bring some fun little knowledge in there.
Ashley will appreciate
like
it.
bookkeeping is the only English word with
3 back-to-back vowels.
Yeah, not back-to-back vowels. It's back-to-back double words.
Double letters.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. Well, we are now in this next game, as let's see what that Musco is. $89.50 on that Musco. We got $41.12 on that minor prize, 52 balls or less to win. That major prize has clicked up from 48 to from 48 to 59, 49 balls or less. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it wrong, but $1,068 available on that major prize. And then we got $10,000 on that mega you could take home in 45 balls or less.
Absolutely. Well, happy International Accounting Day. Next up, we have National Vanilla Cupcake Day, and cupcake lovers celebrate each year on National Vanilla Cupcake Day. These small cakes get their day on November 10th, so indulge in one or maybe several.
Oh yeah, definitely some awesome stuff on today. The vanilla cupcake, classic. Tasty. I prefer the chocolate cupcake.
Agreed.
But a good vanilla cupcake you can never go wrong with. I'll still take it when people brought it in for birthday parties and it was all vanilla. I was still like, yum, I'm going to eat that up.
Yep.
But cupcakes are just awesome in general. I always think a full slice of cake is too much, and a cupcake is just perfect amount.
It is. It really is.
You know, get a little thing of ice cream. You know, the perfect sweet snack. Like for birthdays, those little cups that you could peel off the lid for the ice cream, and then a little one of those cupcakes. I feel like best combo out there.
Honestly.
And you'd completely get all the sweets that you need.
Everything you need.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I gotta say, I not necessarily like a person that runs to a cupcake for a dessert option, but there is one specific bakery that is in my college best friend's hometown that is just like the best cupcakes I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
Rochelle's cupcakes are so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, every time I go and see my college roommate Jillian, her mom, she has to get me those.
That's awesome. Super, super tasty stuff. We do have some winners in this game, as we have Brother Nate over at the Chart House, GGG over at the Billy's Rockford, splitting up that $89.50 Musco prize. Good job to both of our winners in this game number 6. We're about to get enrolled into a game number 7 with that minor prize clicking up and all the other jackpots growing and rolling into the next one.
Absolutely, but we have some of the top cupcake flavors. We have a top 10 to go over with you guys. And starting out at number 10, we have the flavor of the day, vanilla.
Yeah, this is actually most popular flavors, not best or anything like that. Just so you know the list, these are most popular. 10th lining at vanilla. I feel like that's a low ranking for vanilla when you talk
Yeah.
about popularity.
That surprises me.
Vanilla is probably the most common eaten cupcake.
It should be over number 9.
Yeah, I mean, number 9, I think people would probably say this is their favorite more often.
It's mine.
And that's pumpkin. I think that's a great selection. As
Look at that cinnamon icing they have on the top of that.
super tasty. You throw a little bit of cinnamon, so good.
I've never had a pumpkin cupcake.
You've never had a pumpkin cupcake?
I have pumpkin chocolate chip either bread or like muffins, but never cupcakes.
The pumpkin cupcakes are super, super tasty.
I bet they
yeah,
are.
my mom used to make little tiny little, I would almost call them closer to muffins. Would be what my mom would make. It would be pumpkin muffins.
Yeah.
And they were little mini muffins, and they were super, super good. Oh, I could just eat them all the time.
Absolutely. Pumpkin muffins were great.
Yeah, that's definitely some awesome stuff there. At number 8, we got banana muffins.
Banana cupcakes.
Banana cupcakes.
This my favorite bakery that makes cupcakes. This is one of my favorite flavors that they make.
Really,
it's
banana?
so good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of banana flavored things. I like a good banana, but I'm not a fan of banana flavored things.
I love a banana flavored dessert.
Yeah. So definitely some cool stuff there. 7th place is coffee flavored cupcakes. The ones that they put on the picture look absolutely delicious.
Yeah,
but,
look at that icing.
I would hate it as I'm not a huge coffee flavor guy.
I would love it.
Yeah, you love the good coffee flavor.
With some ice cream. Now, next up at number 6, we have the classic chocolate. And let's face it, everyone loves this one.
Yeah, I think this one's super tasty. And no, that is totally false. Like, people would scurry to get the vanilla cupcakes over the chocolate cupcakes. So, you know, I think it's wild. I agree with you that the chocolate cupcake is superior, but I'm surprised that's higher up on this list than the vanilla cupcake, to be honest. But definitely an awesome one there. Next up is probably one of my, like, right there at, like, second favorite cupcake for me, and that's the lemon cupcake.
This doesn't even crack top 5.
I love a good lemon-flavored sweet. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah, next up at number 4, we have peanut butter. Yeah, I could definitely get behind that one. I don't think I've ever had just a plain peanut butter cupcake, though.
I've had like a Reese's cupcake, which was super tasty, and it had a peanut butter based cupcake to it.
I've had them where they've had peanut butter filling.
Ah, that's super tasty. What was a chocolate cupcake with the peanut butter filling? I've had that one
and
as
then
well.
the peanut butter buttercream on top.
Ooh, so good. Well, peanut butter, definitely a great selection right there. Number 3, we're now getting into the top 3 cupcakes. Top 3 most popular cupcakes. And it's carrot cake landing at that 3rd place spot.
See, I am not a big carrot cake fan, but I'm definitely getting more into it as I get older.
I can't get behind it. I was like, why would you mix those two? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It never made sense to me either, but my entire family loves them, and so I just was like, you know what? See this next one, though. This is my all-time favorite.
Oh, is it?
At number 2, it's red velvet.
Yeah, super tasty. Definitely not my favorite, but it's still very, very good and probably up there in the top 10 somewhere for me.
Oh, it is one of the best flavors known to man for me.
Definitely some awesome stuff there. And our number 1 flavor is the chocolate cupcake with vanilla icing. I agree with that one. That's probably my top cupcake right there. Really, really tasty stuff. I would love to eat a cupcake right now, but today is National Vanilla Cupcake Day, so if you have the opportunity to have a vanilla cupcake, have it on today.
Absolutely, but we have one last national day to get into with you guys, as you guys are 2 balls away right now, and we'll have to see if we're going to take home that $25.60 Musco prize.
Yeah, it should be. We'll see. We see a bunch of players right there. Queen Bingo out there. And we got our winner.
Trisha Fred over at American Legion Zimmerman taking home that $25.60 Musco prize in this game number 7. Now we're getting rolled into game number 8 where that minor prize is clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun stuff. But next National Day is National Forget-Me-Not Day. National Forget-Me-Not Day on November 10th reminds Americans of the sacrifices returning soldiers have made of body, blood, and limb. Created in 1921, National Forget-Me-Not Day originally raises funds to provide services for injured soldiers returning home. At the time, the existing hospitals were insufficient of supporting the numbers of returning disabled veterans. That is definitely a huge one on today. We definitely want to celebrate those veterans on this National Day.
Absolutely. I mean, I even saw one of my close friends who is an active member of the Marines just post something about his group of men that he was out there with, and I don't know if it was, he called it something specific. I don't know if it was necessarily for this day.
Oh, but he was.
But it was like a commemoration of like all the guys he's worked with along the way so far.
I'm sure it's. I mean, it may have something to do with this day, as it's a huge one, and we always want to remember those soldiers that have sacrificed everything to let us live in the country that we live in today, keeping ourselves safe and
absolutely
being able to just enjoy life. I mean, it's you'll see news around the world, and it makes you kind of appreciate.
You have to appreciate where we're at right now.
Yeah, and everything the military does to be able to protect those rights and freedoms that we do have. We do have 1 minute to get enrolled in this next game, as we have $103 on that minor jackpot that you can take home in 56 balls or less. We have that major prize of 49. You can take in 49 balls or less, $1,118, and the mega prize is in at $10,000. You take home in 45 balls or less. We do have a little bit of Minnesota Twins news to get into, as you guys are getting enrolled into this game number 8. And up on our first little bit of Twins news, right-hander Sonny Gray will be back in the Minnesota Twins rotation next season after his $12.7 million option was exercised Monday on his 33rd birthday, which is really awesome to hear. Gray had a 3.08 ERA in 24 starts after arriving in a trade with Cincinnati that sent 2021 first-round draft pick Chase Petty to Reds. Gray had 117 strikeouts in 119 and 2/3 innings. The Twins, however, declined contract options of starting pitcher Chris Aker, which was sitting at $10 million, and Dylan Bundy, $11 million, and also a player that I'm sad to see go, first baseman Miguel Sano, for $14 million.
Absolutely. That is some crazy stuff. I can't wait to see what they actually approve for the team for next season.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shakeups in this offseason. I think they're going to be trying to make some big moves, and we may be seeing the Twins a lot in the baseball news during this offseason. But we do have balls dropping in this game number 8, and we're seeing if we can give out some great prizes in this game number 8. We got a major prize of $1,119 and a minor prize of $105. I think 56 balls or less is definitely doable in this one, as we have players already at that 10 ball or less mark. Should be some really, really fun stuff.
Absolutely. But if you guys want to stay up to date with everything happening with the Twins, make sure you guys are checking us out, because we will keep you guys up to date throughout the entirety of their off season. And if you want to show your support in the meantime, you can head over to our iPads and play the awesome E-Tab game that we teamed up with them for, Twins Win. You can pick a lucky batter in the Home Run Derby bonus round to take home some Grand Slam prizes. And once we get back to the MLB season, we are going to be making a switch on over to that Twins Bingo during that lunchtime show. But right now, during the NFL season, we have Vikings Bingo going. And what do you get when you combine the Twins Bingo and our Vikings Bingo? You get the Twiking Zone, which are the standings that you guys compete for each and every day from 12 to 1.
And those standings, player side in 10th place, we got Red over at American Legion Fridley with 107,000 points. With 122,000 points in 9th place, we got Caribou over at Cooper's Restaurant. 8th place is T-Bone over at Poppers with 140,000 points. With 141,000 points in 7th place, we got Kirby over at American Legion Fridley. 6th place is Tez over at Poppers with 148,000 points. With 217,000 points in 5th place, we got Simbob over at Corky's Bar South Haven. And before I get into those top 4 players, we do have some winners.
We got Aaron at Hunter's Bar and Big Cat at Mazeppa Liquor Store. They're both splitting up that must-go prize, $25.70 going out to you in this game number 8. We're getting enrolled in a game number 9 with that minor prize over $100 and clicking up to 58 balls or less.
Yeah, should be some real fun stuff in this game number 9. But in our top 10 players in our lunchtime bingo standings, in 4th place, we got Loser Dave over at VFW Spring Lake Park with 221,000 points. with 244,000 points. In third place, we got Nan at Corky's Bar South Haven. Second place is Scrub Eye at VFW Blaine with 256,000 points. And with a whopping 360,000 points in first place, we got Mikey Wins over at Steve O's.
Absolutely. And a bunch of these locations had a bunch of you guys out there playing today during lunchtime, so I can't wait to see what shakeups happen tomorrow. But on the location side of things in the Twiking Zone, we start off in 10th place with Lakefront Bar in La Center. They sit with 159,000 points. Then with 169,000 in 9th place, we have Steve-O's in Crystal. 8th place, it's Halfley's Bar in Richmond with 172,000. Then with 186,000 in 7th place, it's Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids. 6th place, it's VFW Blaine with 290,000 points. Then with 293,000 points in 5th place, it's Our Place on 3rd in Faribault. Now into 4th place, we have Poppers in Virginia with a huge point jump from that last location as they sit with 434,000 points so far. With 467,000 points so far in 3rd place, it's Corky's Bar South Haven. 2nd place, it's American Legion Fridley, who has 559,000 points and leading the pack on the location standings. In 1st place still, it is VFW Spring Lake Park with a whopping 621,000 points so far.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff to all those players and locations killing it during our lunchtime bingo. Earning a bunch of points as well as some big cash. We have some really big cash during that lunchtime bingo tomorrow. You were there for lunchtime bingo today.
That's
what
right.
did it leave off at?
It was at $32,980.
Ooh, that is insane.
Almost 33 grand on the line. It should be getting to that amount as you guys get enrolled in that first round of Vikings bingo tomorrow at 12. So make sure you guys are coming out at noon tomorrow.
Well, that makes me super excited to be there for lunchtime bingo because I get to be able to try and give out that great prize.
That's right.
So,
Will will be there with you tomorrow for it.
Should be some awesome,
Oh, yeah.
awesome stuff. But we do have some E-tabs to get into as we have so many options of those E-tabs. We love our live bingo, but those E-tabs, there's 70 different Charitable E-tab games you can play. Play them anytime and win huge prizes up to $1,500. All games have small bets between 50 cents and $5 with awesome bonus and free-to-play rounds in those games. Now, we were talking about cupcakes earlier on in today. Which E-tab would you like to bake you a cupcake?
Winter Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland. That's a great selection.
I don't know if I'll go big. I don't know if I'll shrink. You really don't know with those Alice in
Okay.
Wonderland treats.
So you're going for because you're going to get something with it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun adventure no matter what it is.
Funky. Okay.
Earlier today, my question was, what group of people from an E-tab would you want to party or go on vacation with? That was mine.
Okay.
And it was really funny hearing Will and Ben's answers to it. But we'll answer yours first before I ask you that question.
I'll go with baking a cupcake. I'm gonna choose. I don't know. We'll go with Bachelorette Party.
That's who Will picked to go on vacation with.
Really? That is hilarious. So that's who I'm going to have cook my cupcake. And then I'm going to have, because, I mean, look at the bartender. He looks like he can cook. And then I want to party with the characters from Vegas.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's going to be my choice for partying with.
Mine was if you go on vacation with.
Vacation with
Yeah.
Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's a good one. Mine for vacation was, oh goodness, now I'm like, going to Mexico. That was mine.
Okay.
That was mine. Ben's, I don't even know what Ben ended up picking. He said going bananas. And then, he said Martian invasion. He wants to go on a vacation with a bunch of aliens.
That's a great selection as well.
But for who I want to make my cupcake, I'm definitely going Winter Wonderland.
We do have Flipper over at Broadway Pizza in Blaine taking home that must-go prize of $38.10. Was one ball away from taking home that minor jackpot of $152, but just wasn't close enough. But if you can win it in that same ball count, you'll be taking home that minor prize in this next game as it's going to continue to grow and roll into it and click up from 58 to 60 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun, so make sure you guys are getting enrolled and press and play in this one. As you guys are getting enrolled, we're going to get into a little bit of music history on today. And this first one is a little childish, but a little fun. done in 1969. Sesame Street debuts on American public television. Many of the lessons are taught with songs, and in later seasons, musicians drop by to help out. Stevie Wonder, James Taylor, Ray Charles, Dixie Chicks, and Alicia Keys are among the many to appear on the show. The two big names that turned down offers, though, are Bruce Springsteen and Barbra Streisand.
I can't believe Barbra Streisand denied them.
I am surprised by, both of them, to be honest. Just surprised that they turned them down.
Yeah, there's been so many people on Sesame Street.
Because it's just Sesame Street. Like, who doesn't want to go on Sesame Street and teach kids how to count or something like that with a song that they get to sing with those kids? I feel like it's just a fun little opportunity to be able to teach the next generation.
Absolutely.
And you get to do it yourself by being a big celebrity and everything like that. It makes it a lot more exciting.
I don't feel like you've made it until you're on Sesame Street.
Exactly. Now, Sesame Street is full of great characters. What is your favorite character from the Sesame Street monsters?
See, I never really watched Sesame Street.
You never watched Sesame Street? I never really watched Sesame Street either. Little fun fact. But I got into
maybe the garbage guy.
You're talking about Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. He's funny.
I got into the characters actually afterwards because I started wearing like Elmo shirts,
Cookie Monster, or Flat Bill.
Yeah, I had a Cookie Monster flat bill, but I was more into the shirts. I wasn't that into the hat. I was into the different shirts I had. I had a Grouch shirt. I had a Elmo shirt. I had a few other too. I can't remember exactly, but Elmo and Grouch are my two favorite shirts that I had.
Maybe Count Von Count. He might be my favorite.
Count Von Count is awesome.
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie are so good.
Combo.
A classic duo.
I tried to get you and me to be Bert and Ernie for Halloween.
Can I pick both of them as a
yes,
duo?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to pick that. And if I'm not going to pick them, I'm picking Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus.
Mr. Snuffleupagus is so good. The two-headed monster is a great character as well.
Yeah.
Now that I'm scrolling, I'm remembering all these different random
Oh my
characters.
gosh, I remember Baby Natasha.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I'm going with my favorite singular character, Mr. Snuffleupagus. My favorite duo is Bert and Ernie, obviously.
All right, my favorite one has to be Count Von Count, and my duo will be the two-headed monster.
That's a great duo. I mean, there's not really many duos to pick from outside of Bert and Ernie and the two-headed monster.
Well,
the rest of them are kind of
like,
single.
You could say like Grover and Elmo.
Grover and Elmo, you think so?
Maybe.
I don't think of them as a duo.
They have a lot together.
Yeah, they do a lot together. Grover's one of my favorite characters from the series, especially because he's like a daredevil in one of the movies, which is absolutely awesome. But Grover's a Muppet.
Oh.
Yeah, not Sesame Street.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, they just look alike.
They really do.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely some awesome stuff there. Kermit makes an appearance on Sesame Street as well, being a Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely some awesome stuff. Well, we do have some more music history to get into as you guys are getting into the final ports of this game. $228 available on that minor prize. You can take it home in 60 balls or less, and we'll see if we can give out any of these other jackpots. The last opportunity to give out this major prize is happening right here, and we're clicking past it to that minor jackpot. 10 balls to do it, as we already got players in line 6 balls away.
Absolutely, but also on this day, but in 1979, Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang becomes the first rap song to hit the Billboard Top 100, entering the chart at 84.
Oh, definitely some awesome stuff there.
That's I gotta tell your dad about it.
That's one of my dad's favorite songs, favorite things. That's really, really cool. We do have a winner taking home a jackpot. We got Funk over at Carboni's Pizza, CR Billiards, taking home $228 on that minor prize. Good job to Funk, as we're going to be taking a break in this next game, and we'll be back after that one to enjoy some more Game Day Bingo. Hey guys, and I'm here for a little bit more game day bingo action. I am super excited to be here for the rest of these games. Jordy had to leave from you guys for a little bit, but I think it's going to be some really great stuff in these games as we got that major prize sitting at $1,282. You take home in 49 balls or less. That minor prize sitting at $80. You can take home in 54 balls or less, and that must-go prize sitting at $28 you can take home at any ball count, which is super awesome stuff. But as you guys are working on these games, I got some PGL stuff to get into. The last 2 nights, we've had people earning some PGL points for those standings. And if you want to be one of those players, you got to get signed up at pgl.world and become a member of our league. You can also get access to insider information by getting signed up, which includes a monthly newsletter, which has a bunch of great information in it. We also like to highlight those new players who recently get signed up. And those players who just did so are Disco Funk, Kelly, Crazy C, Mama P, Dean Amy, Paul, Littlefoot, Sherbert, Janet 46, Nick 15373, G Nick, Mighty Joe Young, T Mills 88, J Guns 03, Manaf 18, Roland 59, J Haycraft, Baba Booey, as well as Flash Golf. Definitely some great stuff in the at that PGL.world. Super happy that you guys are now signed up. Now you can use that sign up to log into the Player Connect app. Just download it from the great whatever iTunes, Android, Google Play Store, whatever it is, download it from there, and you guys can use that same exact sign-in to sign into that great Pilot Player Connect app. But I mentioned too, well, actually, before I get into what I was about to talk about, we have Dave Molly over at the Pickled Pig in Jordan, taking home that must-go prize of $28.10. Good job to Dave Molly in this game number 12. We're about to get enrolled into a game number 13. But in game number 11, we had also Dave Molly over at the Pickled Pig, taking home $96.60. Good job to those players, killing it. Dave Molly in particular, killing it during these last couple games. But we do have those PGL standings to get into, and in 10th place, we got Big Dog over at Charlie's Sports Bar and Grill with 874,000 points. With 885,000 points in 9th place, we got Sarah Honey over at VFW Austin. 8th place is Nixon over at VFW Roseville with 944,000 points. With 971,000 points in 7th place, we got Panda over at the Roadside. 6th place is Brizo over at the Underground Bar and Grill with a whopping 1,006,000 points. With 1,026,000 points in 5th place, we got Bergar over at Southtown Lanes. 4th place is Sloppy over at Malone's Bar and Grill with 1,058,000 points. With 1,091,000 points in 3rd place, we got Devoided over at the Roadside. 2nd place is Chapster at Moe's with 1,169,000 points. And with 1,462,000 points in 1st place, we got Forget You D at VFW Austin. Now on to the location standings. In 10th place, we got the Miltona Liquor Store with 2,630,000 points. With 2,689,000 points in 9th place, we got VFW Austin. 8th place is Corner Bar and Grill Winstead with 2,833,000 points. With 2,840,000 points in 7th place, we got LJ's in Miltona. 6th place is the Mabel Liquor Store with 2,981,000 points. And starting off the 3 million point club in 5th place, we got Cabin Bar and Nicolette with 3,270,000 points. With 3,556,000 points in 4th place, we got Poppers in Virginia. 3rd place is VFW Northfield with 3,624,000 points. And with 3,708,000 points in 2nd place, we got the Friendly Buffalo in Big Lake. And then number 1 location, killing it, already in the 4 million point club with an over 1 million point lead. It's Howie's Sports Bar and Grill in St. Cloud with 4,753,000 points. Good job to all those locations and players killing it during those PGL games. Next time you can earn some PGL points is during that Vikings game day, and it's filling out those e-tip boards on that Player Connect app on the Sports Link. Should be some really fun stuff, as well as earning lots of PGL points on our specialty nights, MegaSota game night, 6:40 every Tuesday, and Wild Wednesday that happens 7 to 9 every single Wednesday. And since last night was just a Wild Wednesday, we have a little wild news to get into, as they are 6-6-1. And a well-rested Kirill Kaprizov took out his frustrations on the Anaheim Ducks. The Minnesota forward, who received a match penalty and $5,000 fine of roughing Los Angeles defenseman Drew Doughty during the second period Tuesday night, scored 2 power play goals as the Wild continued their dominance over the Ducks with a 4-1 victory Wednesday night. He was motivated with everything that went on last night. Speaking of that Tuesday night loss, Wild coach Dean Everson said on his birthday, which was definitely awesome to see us get a win on his birthday, and was great that Kirill was finally able to will this team into a great victory. Awesome stuff for our Minnesota Wild. But we do have a game for our Minnesota Wild happening tomorrow, as the Wild are taking on the Krakens. They're actually heading over to Seattle to take on the Kraken at 8 p.m. Should be some really fun stuff. And if you guys want to compete with a Minnesota Wild game, you guys can play the Pilot Games game that we teamed up with the Minnesota Wild for, called Let's Go Wild. It's at all your favorite Minnesota bars, and you guys can try out the Slapshot bonus round to see if you can win some great prizes. We do have 60 balls dropped in this game, meaning that we should be giving out this prize relatively soon. We'll see if it can go out. $32, and there it is. Jerry over at American Legion Eldon, and Sarah Therese over at Eagles Austin, splitting up that must-go prize of $32. Good job to both of those winners in this game number 13. We're now getting enrolled into game number 14. Hopefully you guys are getting enrolled and press and play for this next great game. Well, I'm going to be taking a quick break on this game, and I'll be back in just a little bit to talk about all the winners and some more great bingo action.
Famous Days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skol, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.